Hi everyone. We have author Michelle Thomas here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself. How you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. How are you doing? Thank
I'm
you for
doing
having
good. Thanks for joining. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
me. So I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm a Carolina girl, and I have through my husband's work, we have moved around a lot. So we are currently in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm excited to be in the ATL and,
Nice.
and all that it brings, but we we have moved around. We've lived in Dallas, Texas, and we've lived in Cleveland, well, outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and we've lived in North Carolina, and now we're in Georgia. So
Nice.
go Braves.
Yeah, it's good to
That's
move around. I'm still in Jersey.
sometimes. Really? My husband's from New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just a little bit more about me other than my travel, but I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have seven wonderful, um, I can't call them children because some of them are adults now, but they're my babies. There's seven of them. Six boys, one girl. Bless her
Wow.
heart. She it's hard for her to date, but that's okay.
I know she's rotten.
Yes, she is completely spoiled. Love you, Dee Dee, but she's completely spoiled. But we are a blended family. And so just having a house full of kids is just kind of what we know. And so that's basically what I based my book off of, just the experience, because it was an unknown for me how to properly, for my husband and I, how to properly blend this family together.
Okay. And that's what inspired you to start writing, or that's what inspired you to write this book?
So I've always just kind of sat and wrote notes and just wrote things to myself. Just when you have a house full of males, it's not a lot of people that willing to talk to you. So I was my only friend for a while. so so I would write my notes down and write my things down of what was key to me and what was important to me. And it kind of culminated itself and turned into being an author and all the things that I imagine myself doing in my life. I own several businesses, so I'm a business owner. I have worked in sports and entertainment. I worked in the casino industry. If anyone had ever told me that being an author was something that was I was going to be passionate about, I didn't know it until I began to really pour out my knowledge,
Okay.
and it just became exciting for me.
Did you experience writer's block?
No, which
No.
is terrible, isn't it? I felt bad because I was like, well, everybody keeps talking about writer's block, and I was trying to cut back on stuff to write because it was just a lifetime of stuff. As you notice, I don't have a problem talking, so speaking and talking to people has never been a problem. So I think that translated into my writing, where the information I was so passionate about, it just organically flowed.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I wasn't ready for the no. I was not
No.
ready for the no. All right, now tell us a little bit about your book. What's the title of it? And let us see the cover.
So it is called Unspoken, Real Talk of Today's Blended Family. The cover, I want to tell you a little bit about the cover. If you look at the cover, it is a man and a woman's hand,
Okay.
but you see the friction in it. And it just it spoke to me because when you're in a relationship, there's a lot going on in the first place, but when you're blending the family, there's so many outside influences that's stopping that couple from completely connecting. And so we're going to bridge that gap. We're going to teach how to love one another, how to control the outside influences, but most importantly, we're going to focus in on the healthy relationship and the kids. And kids are my passion. That's just my thing. Just making sure that we are thinking about the babies.
Right.
And so Unspoken is written not as a biography or nonfiction. Basically, it takes 5 different couples, and it takes the reader and drops you into their conflict.
Okay.
And then it allows the couple to interact.
Okay.
You give your answers, your feedback, and it begins to show you how you process conflict, how each one of you look at things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal of it is to learn the other side,
Yes.
to learn the other side.
How long did it take you to finish the book?
Probably another answer you're not ready for. I started this seriously about 8 months ago, and I
Really?
got it completed, edited, published, and out there.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, people don't call me and ask me for another book in 8 months, because
I was getting ready to ask you, when's the next one coming out? That was the next question.
So I actually have started 2 more, but
Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna flow that fast. But
Okay.
this was easy for me because this is what I know. This is what I lived every single day. So when I tell people about the book, I want you to understand that I wrote this because when I first blended my family, I was looking for direction and help. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know that my house was full of conflict. I didn't know how to handle all that. And so when I went out there to start researching for it, the information that I found was very clinical, but it didn't seem to address my day-to-day situations. It didn't seem to speak to me where I was. And so I wanted to write it, and that's why I titled it with Real Talk, because these are real scenarios, these are real life conflicts that we're going to put you in the middle of, and we're going to talk you through it and allow you to pull out of the scenario what you need to help you gain your healthy relationship.
What do you hope that readers take away from this book?
How to love better. How to love better, not only just your relationship, but yourself. You have to get to know you,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you are getting into any relationship, whether it's a blending relationship or it's just you and your new boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. If you don't know yourself, if you can't love and self-care for yourself, you put the burden on that other person
Yes.
to fill in those gaps.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is to get you healthy. Let's get healthy. Let's have stop being embarrassed about what you're feeling. If there's jealousy, then let's talk about the jealousy. If there's insecurity, let's talk about the insecurity. If there are, the book addresses drugs, it addresses abuse, it addresses just things that are reality right now. So
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about it. And so I want the reader to first learn to get healthy themselves, and then be able to apply those tools to their current relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But this can also be for someone who just came out of a divorce and you have a child and you're thinking about getting back into the dating thing. So let's not make the same mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at that. The ultimate thing and the ultimate goal for this book is let's focus on our babies. This generation right now, I feel like is out there needing support
Mm-hmm.
and needing love, and we've become such an instant society that we kind of sometimes get caught up in what's going on in our lives, that we tend to forget that our babies are humans too, and they are going through conflict also.
Right. And they're watching and they feel what we feel.
And
Yep.
there's a different responsibility when you blend a family. When you are a 2-parent household and the kids are yours, then the kids have a certain sense of security. When you are a blended family and you bring that child from one of their parents into your home, then you and your spouse have an extra sense of responsibility to make sure that that baby doesn't feel like that into. because, and that's even the roots of a child.
Right.
You have to make sure that when you're dating, just because you're over that relationship does not necessarily mean that the child is over that relationship. So we have to talk about that, because that last person left deposits of life into your child.
Right.
So just because you've forgotten doesn't mean that your baby has forgotten.
Right.
So that's what we deal with. We talk about getting yourself healthy, but remembering how to help your children through this.
Right. And where can we purchase your book?
You can find it on Amazon. You also can purchase the book on my website. My website is www.michelle, MICHELLES.com. And you can, there's a link when you go onto the site and you can buy the book direct.
Okay. And what's your Instagram name, Michelle?
Is Healthy Love _ Michelle Thomas.
And is there anything else that you would like to tell us about your book that I may have missed?
So I just want everybody to know that being in relationships and being in a blended family is difficult. Don't be ashamed of the fact that you're struggling. Don't fall into, I don't want people to know this because this is embarrassing, or maybe I should know this, or maybe I should already know how to do this. Because talk to somebody, reach out, find your circle, find your core. If you need to talk, I also do couples and singles counseling, and you can reach me at area code 678-631-9335. You can also go on the website and book a free consultation. But if you need to call somebody before you get into too bad of conflict, start talking about it. Let's talk about this, and let's because dating now, whether people realize it or not, blending is the new norm.
Yes.
It's the new norm. It's really rare to find someone out there who doesn't have their own child that's
Right.
coming into a relationship. So if you're single, if you're married, if you're divorced, then get the book, call, find your circle, and let's make this a better world.
Yes, we have to start talking. You know, a lot of times we don't like to talk. We keep things in, and that's just it. That's why a lot of our relationships are failing. Lack of communication and lack of understanding.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, for my gentlemen, the book is not for just women only. The book is written, each scenario is written where it has both sides of the story. And so for the gentleman, when you read it, you will read from your voice. You're not going to read from a woman interpreting what a man is thinking. You're going to read from how a man is reacting and feeling within that conflict. And I think that's key for us as women to know, especially when you're raising sons, you're in a relationship with a man. We got to get to the point that it's not all about me. You got to understand his signals. You got to understand what he's really saying. You got to understand what your kids are really saying. If you have a quiet child and that child is giving you got to learn them signals. Dig in, find out, have these conversations. I call them the hard conversations, because that's what is destroying right now. I call it the infection of the modern family. What's infecting the modern family right now is no one is talking to each other, and no one is having those hard conversations so we can really find out what's really going on, instead of turning fiction into fact.
Right. Right. Your book, is it hard copy and ebook, or?
It is a paperback and ebook. So on Amazon, you can get both the ebook and the paperback. And in November 14th, I will send to you so you can get out to your readers. We are actually going to do a book launch, but we're going to have some panel folks. men and women that talk about their blending experience, because the more that I feel like that we start to hear our own stories,
Mhm.
the more healthy that we will become. So I'm going to send you the link and ask you to send it out to all of your readers, and everyone join in. It is going to be a virtual launch. Join in. You can ask questions. You can and talk to the panelists. There's going to be the gentleman there. If you need to talk to the gentleman, if you need to talk to clinical side, whatever, so that we can open up a dialogue amongst around the world. Let's talk about it around the world, because we got to fix this.
Yeah. And we're not alone. Like a lot of times we think we're going through things and we're the only one. There's so many people out there going through the same thing as you, and you'd be surprised.
You'll be surprised.
Yep. Okay. Now let's get a little personal outside of the book. Are you a reader or just a writer?
Both. I
Both.
love to read. I love, I get myself caught up in all type of mysteries and dramas, and I love it. I love it.
Okay. Who's your favorite author?
So right now, I'm torn between, I don't really have a favorite.
Mhm.
I love murder mysteries. I like just dealing in a conflict. And so I haven't found a really good one that I like to just really follow. Um, I'm trying to think of the last book. I can't think of the last book, the last murder one that I read, but I like for it to have twists and turns.
Okay.
If I can figure it out, if I can figure out the end of the book before it, then I'm really not going to be engrossed in it. So, if you got anybody out there that y'all are launching some mysteries or whatever, send it to me. I'll proof it and read it. I love things like
Nice.
that.
I know there's a lot of people looking for that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And what do you like to do when you're not reading or writing?
I have seven. Did I say I had 7 kids? No. my house is my
Busy,
house
right?
is always busy. No, my seriously, my husband is in sports, and so I'm a sports fanatic.
Okay.
So right now the Braves are today's the last game for them to win the NL and then head on to the World Series. And so baseball, football, basketball, that's my thing. So if I'm not reading or writing, then I'm watching some type of sports somewhere.
Yes. You definitely sound like a mom of 6 boys.
Yes. Yes. Anybody need any laundry tips? Okay. Because when you have 3 or 4 of them going through puberty at the same time, them regular Tide Pods,
Right. It's
just
not gonna cut it, right?
no, it's not gonna cut it. So, but no, I love my family. It's amazing. It's to watch them, and it's also interesting. And parents, you got to be ready for your kids. Open your life up so your kids give you feedback. My older kids can now talk to me about the things that we went through when I was a single mom, and things that I didn't think that they knew that they did know. So keep that dialogue open, because as a parent, you should never stop learning. And
Absolutely.
it's nothing wrong with learning from your own kids.
Yeah. You're right. And they know more than we think they know. Like you said,
Um,
my
yes,
little 8-year-old son will tell you, he knows me so, like, I can't hide anything from him. Mommy,
right.
you upset? Why are you upset? I'm like, how do you know? Like, they feel it,
Yes,
they
feel
feel
it.
your energy. They know.
At one of my son's graduation, the keynote speaker said something so profound, and I felt almost embarrassed that I never thought about it. They said, to moms, they said, your child on stage and your children are the only human beings that will ever know you from the inside,
Yep.
and they know your heartbeat. They know everything about you from the inside. And that's profound, because yes, they can sense things that you try to hide. They know.
Yes. Yeah. They know. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Michelle. I really enjoyed this. This felt great. It felt,
Oh,
it wasn't
thank
hard.
you.
You know, it didn't feel like an interview. It just felt like, you know, two people
We just talking.
Right.
We just hanging out, girl. Don't worry.
Oh, so freely. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And I
And
am
thank
going to
you
get a
guys.
copy of your book. I'm going to keep you posted with the review. I'm going to email
Yes.
everything to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
And keep up this work. Listen, this is amazing. I'm about to share you with everybody that I know. This is
Thank you.
you to do this platform. Great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.